千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Eric Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. I would like to extend a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we all ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. And in the Tang Dynasty, about 1200 years ago, there was a scholar who expressed the concept with poetry. His poem became one of the most famous in Chinese history, so I would like to share it with you. Now, of course, I realize that this doesn't mean a whole lot to anybody, so let me share with you first the background and then the translation. So this was a scholar in the Tang Dynasty who, in his prime, was one of the ministers serving the emperor. He worked in the imperial court. Due to political reasons, he lost his position and he was banished to a remote part of the empire. So because of that, he went from being highly placed in the imperial court to a lowly regional official of no significance. His life went from opulent comfort to humble simplicity. Other people felt sorry for him. They thought the change should be discouraging. But he felt differently. He felt himself enjoying the humble simplicity a lot. He was glad to be away from the complexities and anxieties of the court. With all the people vying for power, jockeying to position themselves in ways that they thought would be advantageous. Out of all that, no longer having anything to do with it, he felt free. He was liberated. In reflecting on the change in his life, he wrote an inscription. So what I'm showing you in the slide is the first part of the inscription, because the first part are the most well-known lines. Now let me go ahead and translate it for you. The plain house inscription, or the inscription of the plain house. The mountain need not be high. If a divine sage lives there, it will become well known. The water need not be deep. If a dragon is in it, it will become spiritual. This is a plain house. Only with my virtue will it become fragrant? So let me break it down for you and explain the meaning he's trying to convey. And let me start by focusing on the very first part. There's a character there, Shen. Usually, Shen is representing like a deity. But this line is not saying that the mountain doesn't have to be high. If a deity lives there, then it will become well known. The character Shen in this context is not that. Rather, it is referring to a genuine sage who has divine wisdom. People will naturally wish to visit this wise sage, to learn from him or solicit his advice. That is why the mountain becomes famous. Then I want to draw your attention to this character in the next part. Long. This is the character for dragon. When this scholar talks about dragon in the water, it's not referring to literally a serpent or a serpent-like creature. Rather, it is a symbol representing the authentic power of spirituality. The imagery here is a lake offering a beautiful setting where one can sit in tranquility to meditate or reflect upon life. Even just being there, taking in the natural beauty, one can heal the soul and recharge the spirit. That lake has the dragon. It has the power of spirituality. Ling. Next, I want to further draw your attention to this character here, which means fragrant. In this context, this is not about an actual aroma or fragrance. It's referring to the non-physical goodness of virtue that can spread like the smell of incense that brings you a feeling of peace and harmony. When you understand what this scholar is getting at, it is easy to see what the two parts of the Tao Te Ching lines that we're reviewing correspond. And we can also go from mountain and water to house. We would then say, well, the house doesn't have to be large or luxurious. It does not have to be an imposing or impressive mansion. Just like the mountain doesn't have to be high, the water doesn't have to be deep. If a virtuous person lives in it, in this house, it will become a good place to be. It will become a home. So these lines express the same philosophy that Lao Tzu has outlined. You don't need a crowd to enjoy a gathering with your good friends. You don't need a feast to enjoy good food. You don't need a lot of material things to enjoy prosperity and abundance in your life. All you need is the Tao. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.